Welcome to the Libra Love Lounge, the show where I read posts on Reddit and give them relationship advice. My name's Eliana Camargo, and let's jump into the first post. My 18 male girlfriend, 18 female, got mad at me when I told her I was uncomfortable with her posting sexually explicit images to socials. For context, we've been dating for 10 months, moved in together, relationship has been rocky for the past couple months. I come from a very traditional family, and she comes from a very progressive family. That is very quick to be moving in together, especially at 18. My girlfriend will oftentimes send me explicit images, and about a week ago, she took and sent me some lewd pictures. She was suggested poses with a very risque bra on and jeans pulled just about as low as possible with the fly down. A few days later, after she had sent me these pictures, she asked my permission to post them to her Instagram. I told her that I appreciated that she asked me, but I really wasn't comfortable with her posting them. Just totally valid. And also amazing communication here. I told her that some of the guys that were following her had already been forward with her, in some cases since long before we met, and it just didn't feel right to me. She told me that she felt like I shouldn't be in control of her body, to which I responded that she is the one that asked me permission to post, so she had no right to get upset with me for voicing my opinion. That's so funny. He's right. And she's also right that he also has no control over what she does or her body, but it's his right to be upset about this, and it's also her right to post the pictures. They just might not be right for each other in a relationship. Recently, I had taken a picture with her in the same outfit, but this time she had a jacket over it and was blowing smoke into the camera. Today, she asked me if she could post that picture, and I said it was fine. It matched her aesthetic and was infinitely more modest than the first. This caused her to blow up and argue that it was the exact same outfit and that I was contradicting myself, and all I wanted to do was to control her. I couldn't believe she was saying these things, so I've removed myself from her presence after and told her that I need some time alone. But now, on top of all of this, I found out that her ex-boyfriend, who is problematic in his own way, is following this account, which is an issue for me, especially considering this current situation. This ex has an entirely different story, but condensed, it has two main sources of conflict. One, she was still caught up on him when we first started talking and would talk to me about him all the time. Ooh, red flag. Then they started texting each other behind my back after she promised she wouldn't text him anymore. Does she want to post these photos, like, specifically to get her ex's attention? That's where I think OP's mind is going, and my mind's kind of going there too. Number two, she told me that she had never had sex with him, but then I later found out that they had through a mutual friend. She then lied to my face about it until she finally came clean, but still concealed the true nature of their relationship. What's the point in hiding that? The heck? I kept on finding out more and more, even after she told me that I knew everything. Raw sex, abortions, I love yous. Oh, this is deep. Okay. She told me I was her first in everything, which was exactly what I wanted to hear, so I felt manipulated. Oof. Was I wrong in telling her I wasn't comfortable posting that picture? Is it wrong for her to be following her ex and him to follow her? How should I tell her that this is an issue for me? One, no, you weren't wrong in telling her you were uncomfortable. I think that's pretty normal in relationships that the vast majority of people wouldn't be comfortable with their partner posting lewd photos on social media either. Some people would be okay with it, and that's great for them if that's their relationship, but for you it's not. And she came to you asking for permission and then blew up in your face when you said no. And is it wrong for her to be following her ex and him to follow her? In and of itself, that is not inherently wrong, but considering all the stuff that she's lied about, considering that they were still texting when you guys were starting to date, yeah, no, if that needs to be cut off. If you're gonna have any trust or faith that she's done with that chapter of her life. I definitely don't trust her intentions. There's an edit. I haven't included all of her concerning behaviors. Oh, great. And some people seem to remember me posting about them a few months ago. Ooh. But I'm just an idiot that isn't breaking up with a girl I know is bad for me. I have talked to her mother, whom I have the utmost respect for and is one of the most insightful and intelligent women I have met, about my concerns, and she has backed her daughter through and through. This has admittedly very much impacted the way I see the situation, because I don't know what her mother could stand to gain from us staying together. I mean, everyone wants their child to be happy, so I could see the mother wanting to keep her daughter happy by keeping her in this relationship, you know, and maybe the mom thinks that you're a good influence on her, so she's like, you should stay, maybe she'll become a better person. It's not great. Though at the same time, a mother will naturally come to her daughter's aid and support when she feels she has been wronged, and I do not know how my girlfriend has spun this scenario or to whom. Also, when I say that I wanted her to be a virgin and to be her first love, I never voiced these desires to her, and I wasn't outwardly searching for someone fitting that criteria. Instead, she knew that I would find it attractive and told me these lies because of what she knew about me from our colleagues. Virginity isn't and never was a deal breaker for me, and I never asked for this information. It was volunteered. I mean, that makes sense to me. That didn't raise any red flags to me from him, especially considering they're both 18. Like, it kind of makes sense at that phase of your life that could be something that you find attractive. It's its own dilemma. But yeah, sounds like he knows that he needs to break up with her. He just needs to do it. It's a lot harder now that they've moved in together. So that's where you've got to start making a plan and look at your financials and see, can you afford to live on your own? Can you afford to live with roommates? Do you have any friends that are looking for roommates? Could you move back in with your parents? Like, start looking at all the options and seeing which one is the most viable and make a plan. Make a plan to break up because there's too many red flags here. And clearly, y'all are not compatible, not just for the social media issue, but for so many other issues. Like, the way this is written, he sounds very mature and she does not. So that right there, I think he can find someone better. But let's read what the comments have to say. Dude, the pictures are the least of your worries. She deceived and manipulated you with her ex. Unless you want to find more reasons why she's problematic, I suggest you leave the relationship. Yep. Why is that the solution to every one of these, is to break up? Why can't, is that the solution to all of life's problems, is just to break up? Should we all just be single? That's what I'm learning from this series. Another comment says, let her go! Save yourself the headaches down the road. You are young, you'll be fine. It's okay for you to have standards for your relationship. It's part of life. It's going through breakups, especially when you're 18 years old. You know, this is one of life's journeys that you have to go through, and it's not a fun one, but on the other side, you're gonna attract someone who is so much better for you, and you're gonna be so grateful that you broke up with this interesting woman. Okay, next post. Husband, 30 male, cheated. So when can I, 26 female, fuck someone, LOL. Wow, okay. So I, female 26, caught my husband, male 30, having an affair with a colleague. He wants a divorce, no chance of reconciliation, as he's not interested in fixing whatever made him so unhappy to go and cheat. 2 kids under 2, so it's a hefty blow. That sucks. Everyone is saying when you eventually find someone some years from now, blah, blah, blah. Why years? Why can't I meet someone now? I don't want a relationship, I just want to be validated. What's so wrong about that? I'm only human. If it were to happen, I plan to disclose my situation and my intentions up front with the person. Okay, bravo. They can make an informed decision on whether or not it's a path they want to go down with me, knowing it most likely will lead nowhere. Been separated 3 weeks and he won't talk to me. We'll only communicate through parents. He's lame and I want to move on from him. TLDR, how long after separation can I get my kicks? I love how there's like a time frame. After 4 months, 28 days, 5 hours, 32 minutes, and 17 seconds. That's your answer. Next post. No, I'm just kidding. There is no time frame. Obviously, it's not the healthiest place to come from, to be like, I just want to be validated and go sleep with whoever because screw my ex-husband. It's not the healthiest mindset, but like, there's also nothing wrong with it, especially the way she's going about it. She wants to be very upfront with whoever she's sleeping with, that it's just a casual situation and that she's very emotionally unavailable and going through a divorce, and so it's not going to lead into a relationship. There are plenty of men who will be very down with that. There are plenty of them. She'll have no issues finding them. So if that's what she wants, do it. Do it. Why not? Might it make life a little bit messy? Maybe. Maybe not. If you find someone who's emotionally intelligent enough to handle a situation like this, and if you both don't catch feelings, it's very possible to have casual sex and not catch feelings, even as a woman. And it can be a lot of fun. You can gain a lot of experience and gain the validation that you're looking for. Of course, in the long term, if you don't learn to validate yourself, then you're always going to be seeking and searching for something and someone outside of you in order to feel validated and wanted and whole and complete on your own. So this is not a long-term solution, but you know, it's like a little band-aid on this horrible situation that she's going through. I don't think it's the end of the world. I really don't. So how long after separation can she get her kicks? Tomorrow, if you really want to. No one's stopping you. It's your life to live. Go have fun if you want to. And then go to therapy and learn self-love. Maybe save yourself for in the future for someone that you actually have an emotional connection with. But that's down the line. That's years from now. When you're ready for that, you'll go through a whole journey of learning that you actually don't like sleeping with random men casually. Unless you don't. Maybe you'll live like that until you're 74. And then you die peacefully in your sleep from syphilis. I don't even know if that can kill you. I think it can. I'm gonna find out right now. Syphilis stays in your body if it's not treated. It can damage your heart, brain, eyes, and other organs. This damage may not show up for many years and could kill you. Okay, so yeah, as she dies, not very peacefully in her sleep from syphilis. I'm just kidding. I'm not slut shaming her. I've been here. I mean, not in this situation, but like, I get it. I get it. Let's see what the comments have to say. It'll be easier to find a man who just wants sex. Go for it. Absolutely. Finding a partner may be a little more difficult considering the age of the children, but it's not impossible. Taking a break after ending a relationship is healthy anyway. I'd say just go out and have casual fun for a bit and see where things go. People aren't concerned for the guy you want to have sex with. Non-committal sex. Yeah, you'll have a few million guys to choose from. They're more worried about the effect on a smooth divorce if he finds out. Check with your lawyer to see if it matters or not. I've seen this comment a lot in scenarios like this. I don't know all the ins and outs of divorce because luckily I've never had to go through one. Knock on wood, I never will. But apparently infidelity can have impacts on how your divorce goes down from a legal standpoint, which I think is strange. Like, why infidelity and not, I mean, maybe there's other things that can impact it too, but I think it's kind of old school and weird that like there's specific rules about specific scenarios, and even infidelity in the case of separation. So it's like they're already separated. They're not in a relationship anymore. They're just married on paper. And yet somehow if you have a relationship with somebody else, that impacts how your divorce is gonna go down. I think that's ridiculous. I need to learn more about how that works. But it's like the husband's already cheated. So does it matter if she's also, and he was cheating like during the actual relationship. Does it matter if she hooks up with someone after they're already separated? Like, that's so ridiculous to me. But I guess it's something to look into, but like I really wouldn't worry about it that much, honestly. Right, next post. My boyfriend, 30 male of 8 years, would rather lose me, 28 female, than marry me. Please advise. That sucks. I, 28 female, have been dating my boyfriend, 30 male, for almost 8 years. We met in university and have been friends before we started dating. He's a really nice person who supported me in everything. He was with me as I got my license, my first car, my first job, my first home, everything. He's also my first and only serious relationship, and I'm the same with him. The only problem is we've been dating for a long time now. I expected for our relationship to take a more serious turn. Until now, he cannot confirm whether or not he wants to marry me. He said he would need at least 2 more years to confirm if he could actually commit. Y'all have been together for 8 years and he's not sure? I wonder what his concerns are. We only see each other once a week prior to this, and since I live alone, I was assuming when she said that he was there for her first home, that was together, but they've been together for 8 years and they see each other once a week. And since I live alone, I proposed that he spend the night more often. We don't live together as he lives with his family. That's the reason why, like, he wants to live with his family? That's a weird reason, unless he's like there like caretake for somebody. I don't know, it's strange. However, he only spends the night with me once a week, and he looks really bored and out of energy most of the time since we started seeing each other more often. Oh, this is bad. This is bad. I confronted him about this, and he said that he is bored and would like to do more unique activities. He also mentioned that he hates how he can't go to the gym and do his routines whenever he's in my place. I wonder why he can't go to the gym or do his routine. Is she like really far away and he only has access to like one gym? However, as a life partner, I expected that he would also enjoy my company despite doing nothing, just as I do with him. I see spending more time with him as baby steps to prepare for our future together, but he does not seem to be on the same page. I think y'all are beyond baby steps at this point. It gives me the impression that he still wants the same college relationship arrangement of going out once a week and going back to our families eventually. He's very close to his family, and whatever he is asked about the future, they are always in his plans, but I'm not sure if I am. After a lot of confrontation, he admitted that he's afraid that marrying me would just lead to divorce and him trying to avoid me eventually. He said he doesn't want that to happen. He's asking for more time to think about this, and he is alright with breaking up if I really want to settle soon, as he's not ready to commit. Goddamn. I'm scared that marriage and having a family would never happen for me now that I'm 28. Honey, I'm about to turn 28 in less than a month, and I am very single. Very, very single. So don't worry, your life does not end at 28. You definitely still have to. This is your first relationship. You've got plenty of time to find a man, and you have plenty of fertile years left. He's been my only friend and confidant for the past 8 years. Your only friend? You don't have other friends? And I'm afraid of losing what we have and starting over. What should I do? Oof, I'm sorry, honey, but your relationship's over. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes 2 people can be great people, and it's just not the right relationship. And clearly, he's been hesitant to make anything to take a further step for a long time. He only sees you once a week. when y'all have been together for 8 years, he doesn't live with you. He's straight up telling you that he doesn't want to marry you and that he thinks that if y'all do get married that you'll get divorced. Like this is not, sometimes a relationship just doesn't feel right. Like your gut is telling you this is not the right relationship. And it sounds like that's what's happening here. I think it's beyond trying to communicate, like, what are the issues? Why don't you see this? Like sometimes it's just wrong. It's just wrong. It's not the right match. And also the fact that you don't have any other friends is a major red flag to me. I think you should make other friends and that'll make you a more attractive person all around. Like that could be one of the contributing reasons why he can't see a future with you, not on a conscious level, but on a subconscious level, because you're relying on him for everything. And people are attractive when they have friends. You have your own life separate from your partner. And I know you're scared because this is your first relationship, that you're 28 and that's an age that many people start getting married and having babies and everything. But many people get married much later in life and have kids much later in life. And that's okay. We need to let go of society's timelines on what's expected of us as women and our biological clock that 28 is still very young. People have babies even into their 40s. And yes, I know it's higher risk and all that, but there's also adoption. Like there's so many options. There's so many years past 28 where you can have kids. You know, lots of people who get married in their early 20s end up divorced in their 30s and then they're starting over in their 30s. So you've got a leg up on them. You're only 28, you're still in your 20s. I know it's scary since he's your only friend and confidant, but sometimes going through a dramatic shift in your life, a very big close of losing someone very close to you, it can be the kick in the butt to get you to change your life and go find some friends. And this relates a lot to me. And in my second relationship that I was with for over 4 years, he also was my only friend, my only confidant and all of that. And that was complicated. I didn't have any friends. I was chronically ill, working full-time, going to school full-time, commuting long hours. Like I just didn't have time to make friends. But once that changed, once I graduated, I got a good job. I had more of a work-life balance and my health got better and I broke up with him. I was terrified because I didn't have any friends. And I'm like, now I'm gonna be on my own. But I knew that that was gonna be the push that I needed to go find friends. So I started doing improv once a week and I made a buttload of friends super easily. And it was the highlight of my life. It was the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. Having a friend group and a support system like that is so much more powerful and meaningful than having a romantic relationship with one person, in my opinion. I think friendships are really one of the foundations of life, and a romantic relationship is nice, but it's more at the top of the pinnacle, and you need friends before you can have a romantic relationship, in my opinion. This could be the push that you need to go find friends. Go find a weekly hobby, go on meetup.com. There's all kinds of groups of people that you can hang out with on a regular basis and make friends. So I'm sorry you're going through this situation, but it's a part of life. And part of life includes breakups, and it includes letting go of the timelines that we expected for our life. I thought I was gonna get married at 28. I'm about to turn 28, and I don't wanna get married or engaged any sooner than 3 years of dating someone. So I'm clearly no longer on that timeline of getting married at 28, and that's okay. So let's read the comments. I think he made his choice. You can't force someone to marry you, and you will find someone, believe me. And if not, being single and older has its perks too. Stay single for a while, live life, see what being single brings to your life again. You were with someone for so long, you forgot to be just with you. Also, 28 isn't that old. A breakup is always better than a divorce. Sunk cost fallacy is real. Okay, next post. Should I ask to hang out again? I'm 21 female and I went on a really long date with this guy, 23 male, this weekend. He showed me around the city. I've recently moved. We hung out all day and then went to the club together at night. Before we went to the club together, we had sex, and then we had sex again in the morning when I woke up at his place. After I left, he texted me that I left my lighter and hair clips. Good sign, both really useless items he could just toss out. I also took his t-shirt to wear, but I didn't mention anything when leaving with it. Girl, what are you doing? I wore it to sleep. She's on a first date, she's already stealing his t-shirt. I thought we had a lot of fun together, and I'm honestly really attracted to him and would love to see him again to hang out and hook up. I'm not looking for a serious relationship, but I'd enjoy being able to hang out with him again. I checked out his Tinder and what he was looking for went from still figuring it out to short-term fun. Okay, I guess it's a good sign if that's also what you're looking for, girl. He's figured it out. That's what he wants, short-term fun. I just don't know if it'd be cringe if I reached out again and asked to return his shirt, or if I just straight up said I could see us hanging out and hooking up again. Regardless of if he doesn't want to see me again or not, I had a really good time and he was a really great tour guide and I enjoyed our sex, so there's really no harm, no foul. I just don't know what to do. Well, it seems like she's in a good mental place where she's like, it doesn't matter if he doesn't want to see me again. I had fun for what it is. That's beautiful, that's great, especially because in a lot of situations like this, like people always assume that women being in situations like this of having a one-night stand or a hookup on a first date, that they're gonna end up like so emotionally distraught and hurt and oh my God, he doesn't want to date me. But like that's not always the case, especially at 21 years old. So if that's what she wants, if that's the phase of life that she's in, then more power to her. I've been there, I get it, I understand. So yeah, if she wants to keep seeing him and wants to keep hooking up and maybe be friends of benefits or some kind of casual situation, then I think she should tell him that. Be like, text him and be like, hey, I had a really fun night with you. Maybe say something a little bit sexy too with a little winky face. And then be like, I would make my intention clear up front if you haven't already, or even if on your Tinder it says that you're looking for something casual, I would explicitly say, like, I'm in a place in life where I'm not looking for anything serious, but I had a lot of fun with you. So if you wanna hang out again sometime, Netflix and chill, I'd be down. And just leave it at that. I don't think that's weird at all. I don't think that's like trying too hard. It's just being upfront and honest about your intentions. You're not gonna gain anything from trying to play it too cool and like not message him because you don't want him to think that you're too interested. Like, let's stop playing games. Let's just be upfront about our intentions, and that's what your intention is. And I think most guys would really appreciate that. Most guys would love to hear that you had a good time and that you want to see them again. So go for it, girly. And are there any comments? Let's refresh. There are no comments. So that's my advice. That's my comment. There you go, girly pop. All right, next post. Did she, 41 female, lose interest in me, 39 male? We met on Tinder this month and we have a lot in common and texted a lot equally. We went on a first date a few weeks ago and it was great. We had dinner and we chatted the whole time until the restaurant closed, 3 hours. Afterwards, I walked her to her car and kissed her goodnight. For the past few weeks, I've been trying to set up a second date. Last week, she couldn't because she was not feeling well. She was having her time of the month. I accepted that and decided to try again this week. I told her I was free on the weekend evenings and Monday, Labor Day, that's the day I'm filming this. She said she was busy with work this week and she had no time to think about it, but she'll get back to me. That's a weird statement. I have no time to think about this. And she was busy with work, so I chose to believe her. Friday night, she decided to get a tattoo that she wanted to do alone. Of course, makes sense. I wouldn't want to bring a Tinder date with me to get a tattoo. I'd rather do it alone or bring a trusted friend. Saturday, she hung out with her best friend. Sunday, she had a sore throat and stayed home. And today, she said she was spending time with her family, something I think she would have remembered. What do you mean she would have remembered? She did remember, she told you, what? With that said, is she stringing me along? Should I stop trying and start looking for someone else? We've been chatting off and on, but not as much as we started. I'll have plenty to say, but she doesn't engage as much. I'm confused because she seemed very interested at the start, and I feel like I'm on the back burner of her plans. What should I do? Yeah, I'm definitely getting the vibes that she's not really feeling it after the first date, but she's also not ready to like completely cut her losses, where she's like, maybe I'll keep him on the hook, on the back burner, in case I have a slow week and I'm bored and want to go on another date. It's also very possible that she genuinely is really busy, but like, I don't know. Just, those aren't the vibes that I'm getting from this. I feel like oftentimes in situations like this, when you've only been on one date and someone's kind of pulling away, when you ask for clarity and you're like, hey, I really liked you and I want to see you again, but I feel like you're not reciprocating that energy. Even if they are genuinely busy, they'll just get like so overwhelmed that they're just like, leave. If you want an answer now, that I don't want to see you again. Even if that's like not, it's just like the energy dynamic where they feel like you're being too desperate. So even if they liked you and they were planning on going on a date with you again, sometimes that can sabotage things. But if they're that kind of person, do you really want to be with someone like that? Maybe not. So maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it's a good thing to ask them that and have them bounce. I personally, if I'm talking to someone and they're being hot and cold or kind of distancing themselves, my feelings just kind of drop off. So then I also would just like naturally stop texting them as much. So I'm curious, if he stopped initiating texting her, how much she would be texting him. That's the first thing I would do, is just see if you stopped initiating it. Does she keep texting you? And if she does, if you really want to see her again, you had a really great time, you know, maybe it's time to start dating other people in the meantime and see if If you find someone better while keeping her on the back burner, the same way she's keeping you on the back burner. Or communicate and be like, you sound like you're busy a lot. I just want to double check that you actually do want a second date. Make it clear that you're not going to be offended if she says no, that you would rather have the clarity on whether or not she actually has the time to go on a date with you so that you can cut your losses early. It's like I kind of talked in circles there, but that's my advice. Let's see what the comments have to say. Yeah, she's not interested. That's pretty much what I was getting from this as well. It's so strange how people, when they're not interested, they will keep in contact with you. I don't feel like I've ever done that. Like if I go on a date and I don't want to see someone again, I don't continuously text them. I either tell them, or in previous years of my life when I was less emotionally intelligent, I would sometimes just ghost someone after a first date. I wouldn't do that anymore, but I really don't think it's the end of the world to ghost someone after a first date, even though I wouldn't do it anymore. It's complicated. But I guess some people just like the validation that they're getting from this person. It's just like entertainment for them. It's a little sus to be someone who just feeds off someone's energy like that, but you know, that's the world we live in. So better off moving on, sir, and finding someone who will reciprocate your energy. But that's it for this episode. So thank you so much for watching. If you want even more tea on other people's love lives, you can watch another episode of the Libra Love Lounge right over here. But until next time, I'm sending you so much love. Bye.